Grab your candles and gather round, friends, for another episode of Ghoulish and Foolish. Ooh.
We're back!
And on this week's episode, we're going to be delving into urban legends.
Woo!
So, urban legends have been around for centuries. They started off as like folk tales.
Yeah.
It all comes from like the oral tradition of like telling stories, passing on word of mouth. A lot of them like began as like reflection of communities, like fears and like worries, and were like set as warnings.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what do you know about urban legends, Amy?
I know a lot. 2 seconds.
From your research.
My handy dandy notes. So, urban myths, or known as urban legends, are usually originate from a mix of cultural storytelling, misunderstanding, fear, and the human tendency to explain the unknown. We have a breakdown of where they come from and how they spread.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll go into fear and cautionary tales, which we have some that we can talk about that we know like firsthand. So many urban myths are modern cautionary tales. They often warn people, especially teens or children, about dangerous behaviours or places, like the myth of the killer in the backseat or razor blades in Halloween candy. So the purpose is to instill caution and reinforce social norms. And an example is don't pick up hitchhikers, they could be escaped convicts.
Yep.
Murderers!
Yep.
But nicer ones then. You mentioned one earlier about being in school.
Yeah, in what you say nicer.
I think it's nicer than picking up a hitchhiker that just slit your throat.
Yeah, true. Everybody has always heard the story of their teacher telling them, don't rock on a chair, you'll fall off. And I had a student that hit their head and became paralysed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from the Midlands, you're from South Wales, and I think everybody has heard that story from a teacher at some point.
Yeah. Like, don't rock back on your chair. Well, we had a story in school where like a kid was rocking back on their chair and they had their pencil upright, and because they like were messing around and they fell and they slammed their head on the thing where apparently it took their eye out. That was the story in my school.
So kind of like Batman with the Joker, with the Joker when he makes the pen disappear.
Yeah. But it was like a 4-year-old kid in reception.
Okay, so not like the Joker, so.
But then it was a consistent story all the way through.
Yeah.
And like when my sister was in school and I did work experience down in her school, I heard a teacher tell that story there.
Yeah.
And that was in a different school to where I went to.
Yeah.
So they all just bring up like teacher conferences.
Yeah. It's just a known one, same as everyone. We're gonna get further into these later on in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's heard, especially if you're a driver, about the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
And the axe murderer in the back of your car.
Yeah. Mr.
Obviously,
Axeman.
There's the gang game, urban legend, that you don't know about, but I'll tell you about it later.
I generally thought you were going to say the gang gaze.
The gang gaze, no. The gang.
Terrifying!
The gang game.
The gang game.
Obviously, we've got Bloody Mary.
Yes.
You've got Candyman.
Yeah, we've got a couple from like different areas, so we'll obviously indicate where they are from.
Yeah.
Because I put a little dash on mine. I know you have a couple, but we can just put here in the space where they stem from, where they're known from.
Yeah.
Okay, moving into section number 2. So misheard or exaggerated stories. So an event may start with a kernel of truth, but as it's retold, details get distorted or exaggerated. So an example is like a minor food poisoning incident at a fast food chain becomes a story about human meat in the burgers.
Yeah. Well, that's a common thing. Like
this reminds me of
you tell a story.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it more interesting the more and more you hear it.
But it's also like hush hush whisper whispers. Whereas like it starts at one end and when it gets to the end, it normally is a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So that's what these kind of remind me of, just like thousands and centuries.
I don't know if you ever heard it. And it's classed as urban legend. I remember a teacher telling me about a time they went to KFC and it was a deep fried rat.
I think it's teachers are the issues here. Teachers are the ones who are spreading these. That's their job.
Have you heard that?
That's why they get paid so much.
Have you heard
No.
See, I know people at other schools that were like, yeah, no, I knew somebody that ate KFC and it was a deep fried rat that had fallen in.
I heard about a bloke in York who ate a slug in his Big Mac.
Yeah.
But that's all. I never heard of deep fried rats from KFC.
Yeah, deep fried rat.
Slugs in Big Macs are a thing.
And when I went to university in Aberystwyth, there was a really nice chicken shop. But everyone, like you'd start in first year and people would be like, yeah, it's seagull. Yeah.
I just don't understand why people do that.
It was such good chicken, right? But everyone would tell everyone, yeah, it's seagull.
Interesting. But when you see them out on like the pier, like killing seagulls,
They probably do it at night.
yeah, but is Aberystwyth is a uni town? There's students out at night. Someone would see someone killing a seagull.
You've not seen how drunk the uni students are. They wouldn't remember.
Okay. R.I.P. seagulls.
We were all willing to eat.
You're eating seagull! I would never.
Scuttle from the Little Mermaid.
That's horrific. I'm gonna tell everyone that at work now. Josh eats seagull.
Josh!
Josh eats seagull.
We're already on 2 now.
Are we? I didn't see it.
You said it twice.
Oh, that doesn't count. It was the same thing. Urbanization and anonymity.
Yeah.
Okay. As people moved to cities, communities became larger and less personal. Myths often reflect the fear of the unknown, a stranger, a dark alley, or a locked room. These stories fill in gaps where people don't have first-hand knowledge but still want to explain or warn.
Yeah.
So not knowing the entirety of the situation, but knowing enough that like you want to warn people from like certain areas.
Yeah. Well, urban legends and folklores stem from the whole idea of folk tales. So like Little Red Riding Hood, The Boy That Cried Wolf, all of them started off in the same way as warnings of not lying or not straying off the path.
Yeah.
It's a morality teacher.
Yeah. Do you know what I think is crazy? The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
Yeah.
That was mad to me when I first heard that. Probably like the 7th time I heard it, to be honest. The first time I heard it, I probably just was too young to remember it. But I remember like it actually sinking in, being like, oh my god, like they just like let this boy die.
Yeah, because they
And he
didn't
gets
believe
ripped
him.
apart by wolves.
Yeah.
That's not normal. All kids lie. You can let your kid get ripped apart by wolves. You're a bad parent. That's all I have to say. You're a bad parent. That's my myth. That's why I'm gonna pass that down. The parents of the kid who cried wolf are bad parents.
Oh god.
That's what I have to say. You should be on my level there. The internet and social media.
Yep.
So the digital age has supercharged myth spreading. A creepy chain email or Reddit thread can go viral in hours. So why do they persist? So they're memorable and emotionally charged. They often contain moral lessons or tap into common fears, and people want to believe in the unexplained. It gives mystery of everyday life. I do have an example of an internet myth.
When you were in school, did you ever get, like, do you know when MSN was a thing?
I don't know what MSN is.
You never used MSN? How did you talk to your friends when you got home? Did you not log onto the computer on MSN?
No.
Right, okay. Did you never get like the email chains go in, like when you were like in high school of, oh, if you don't acknowledge this and forward you on this picture of this really scary woman, it'll come find you in the middle of the night and kill you?
I didn't have an email address till I was 16.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't need one.
It was a normal thing that went round.
What
like
you're saying is normal. I didn't have an email address until I was 16.
When you were teenagers, let me know I'm not crazy. Did you receive emails that were like chain ones from friends and stuff going, oh, if you don't forward this creepy woman will come in the middle of the night
you're
and
the
kill
start. This is why I didn't have an email until I was 16, because you're the starter of spam. You're out here spamming everyone, sending creepy images of women. Wait, whoa. Whoa. You're out here sending things that you shouldn't be sending. I argue that might sound a little bit worse than the other thing I just said.
Yeah.
But, like, you're the creator of spam. And that's why I didn't have an email until I was 16. Because I thought, wow, you're going to send me creepy images
I
of
just
women.
didn't want to die.
How old were you?
Like 13, 14.
Old enough to know better.
Old enough to not want to die.
What year was it when you were that age?
Year 8? Year 9?
I meant like 2000.
Oh,
Apologies. I know that she just blew into that mic. So
sorry.
it probably sounds like she's fighting the storm.
Probably like 2007, 2008.
The internet wasn't really like... I think, when was YouTube at?
YouTube
2006?
was 2006,
Yeah.
2007.
So I feel like, no, internet security wasn't a big thing. And it's like, nowadays, like, you know, if you see something, you see like the OAPs on Facebook and they like sharing things. They don't want like little old Sally to die under a tree
and
somewhere.
It's AI.
Yeah. But like, the boomer generation don't really understand it, do they?
No, yeah.
But I feel like us, when we were younger, like, it wasn't that much of a thing. I just feel like we've grown up with it and it's more common sense. We do know not to do that, if that makes sense. Not you when you were 13, but we can move on from that.
I'd still potentially forward the email.
Not to me. I'd block you. Someone get
Send it you on TikTok.
Police. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be reporting you for cybercrimes. That's crazy that you did that.
3 times now.
Confirmation bias. So people tend to believe stories that confirm their fears or existing beliefs, especially if they sound like something that could have happened. And that's another reason why they've gone so far. So, like, for example, picking up people hitchhiking and they could be convicts. If you see, like, in the local news that people have escaped from prison, then, like, you know, it's more realistic for that to happen.
Yeah.
But then that, like, I do feel like with urban legends, I feel like they have been manipulated more in, like, internet society because the news can reach further faster.
I agree, but even before the internet, they were around. Like, did you play Bloody Mary in primary school?
No.
Did I just have a weird childhood then?
I feel like this is a therapy session. Like, I'm worried for you.
We used to in like year 5, year 6 play Bloody Mary in like the school bathrooms, and like I think talking about like urban legends and stuff like that, I think every school had.
I knew of Bloody Mary.
Did you have a haunted library?
No.
Did you have a ghost in your primary school?
My primary school didn't have a library.
Oh.
My secondary school had a library.
Ours was called the White Room, and there was a ghost little dead girl in there apparently.
My library in secondary school had a figure of Christ on the cross made out of like massive sticks washed up from the beach.
Very different schools.
Yeah. So I don't think mine was haunted. It was also tiny.
Yeah, mine was little.
And then we had like little. And then we had like the chapel of like which was extended into it. Well, I say a chapel, it's just like a random room, I think. We all went for our jabs. They went and I had to be laid out on the floor because I had a massive headache after I had my jab because I worked myself up so much, so they just had me laid out. And I was looking at Jesus.
Jesus was doing fucking nothing.
Yeah, Jesus did nothing for me. Just let me. Jesus, I'm not allowed to get into religion.
No. So we're going to dive into some urban legends, but we're going to split them into different categories. So we're going to look at ones that are to do with drive-in, which are quite popular now.
Yeah.
We're going to look at ones that were kind of turned into like games.
Yeah.
And then we're going to look at ones on the internet and then across the country.
Yeah.
I think the most popular one to do with drive-in is the Axeman in the backseat. Have you heard this one?
No.
Okay, well, you're not the driver, so.
I don't have my license.
So, the myth goes, you're driving down a dark road, you're driving by yourself, and a lorry comes behind you or another car.
I think that's frightening.
And starts flashing its lights. Like, loads. So you pull in a nearby gas station or petrol station, because we're not American, and go inside, and then the lorry driver comes in and goes, sorry, and you turn around and you're like, why the fuck were you flashing your lights at me?
Yeah.
And they go, sorry, I saw someone in your backseat. And then the urban legend version I've heard gives you 2 choices, and it was always posed as a question of, would you believe the man or would you go back to your car? If you believe the man and call the police, when the police arrive, your back window's smashed and there's an axe still there, but there's no one there. But if you don't believe him, you go back to your car, get in, start driving off, and then see an axe rise in your rearview mirror, and then you get your head cut off.
Okay, hypothetical.
Yep.
If that's happening to you, who you believe in?
I don't think I'd believe the lorry driver, but I don't think I'd go back to my car, because I'd be like, if I think he's crazy and I'm in a petrol station, there's cameras and there's witnesses.
I don't think it's one of those. I think it's one of those like little sheds out in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe, but there's still going to be somebody there. So I think I'd call the police, because then I'm still safe of going, there's either an axeman or there's a mad lorry driver trying to drive me off the road.
True.
I don't think, if I thought he was deranged, I don't think I'd get in my car and drive off, because he could just follow again.
That is true.
So either way, I don't think I'd be getting back in my car. But I remember, genuinely, I don't know if other drivers do this, every single time if I'm driving by myself at night, if I get back in the car, I will always turn around and look in the back.
Do you?
Yeah, like driving back from Aberystwyth, obviously it was loads of windy, dark roads. Before driving, I would always check my back seat, because that would play in my mind, and I'd be like, only at night.
I feel like when you
not during the day, but
your car,
at night.
It's like, do you know when you turn the lights off, you gotta run upstairs?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the vibe I'd go if I had a car.
I don't know if it was a thing in Wales, but another one I heard was called the gang game, which is you're driving. Again, all of these urban legends I've heard put you in it.
Okay.
So you're driving and you drive past a car with no lights on.
Okay.
And if you flash them, they do a U-turn and start following you and follow you back to your house, break in and kill you. And apparently it was gang initiation. So they would be driving around till somebody flashed them. It's why I don't like flashing people. It's why I'm more likely to honk my horn.
Genuine, I don't think that's a thing down in good old Cymru. I haven't heard that before.
If you're from Wales and you've heard that story, please let me know. So
no. You drive around here, everyone flashes you. Like, if there's a speed camera coming up, people flash.
Yeah.
You haven't got your lights on, people flash you.
Yeah.
So I understand with like that.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard that tale before.
No, yeah.
I have an interesting one, Josh.
Okay, what's yours? Vanity. We're on like 4 now.
Mine is the Vanishing Hitchhiker, so this is known globally.
Yep.
So it's when a driver picks up a quiet hitchhiker, often a young woman in white. So after a while, she vanishes from the back seat. When the driver visits the address she gave, they're told that she died years ago, often in a car crash at that very spot, and she's often picked up in the same spot.
I saw as a kid when YouTube had started, a video of this group of 4 people. Obviously, they'd edited it to make it look real, but it was that thing, and they were driving, and they got to a point, and she went, "Oh, stop! I'll get out here." And they're like, "We're in the middle of nowhere. Like, why would you get out here? Like, what's here?" And she goes, "It's where I died." And the camera turns to her, and she's all like bunged up and like jumps at the screen. So it was one of those scare videos, but obviously that's based off that urban legend.
I thought that was creepy.
Yeah.
Very similar to, I'd say arguably similar to your Axeman one.
Yeah, well, there's also
there's no murder in this one.
There's also the insane asylum one of you're driving down the road late at night, it's raining, and there's a hitchhiker on the side of the road. You let them in the car and start driving them, turn on the radio, and it says a local murderer has escaped from the local insane asylum. But yeah, so obviously there's that insane asylum. A lot of them, I think, are like warning you about hitchhikers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever seen it. I know it's a remake, but the Sean Bean hitchhiker film, where they pick up Sean Bean as a hitchhiker, and then he ties a woman to 2 lorries and drives one off and like pulls her in half.
I don't like it anymore.
Since hearing those urban legends and then watching that film, I will never pick up a hitchhiker. Like, no matter how nice they look, if I don't know you, you ain't getting in my car.
My dad...
Like, because it'd terrify me.
My dad loves the guy. He was on Netflix. Because he always goes, smash, smash, smash. That's what that guy said. I don't know if you've seen it. He was a hitchhiker, and he was, like, getting lifts from people, and he had an axe. And he was just, like, traveling. He's high on drugs, like, loopy. I can't remember what his name is. But he, like, beat someone to death with an axe. There's a whole Netflix documentary about it, but he was a hitchhiker, and my dad, that's what just reminded me when you said Axeman. He's like, smash, and they interviewing him and stuff. Like, he was on the news because he'd saved someone, and he was like completely out of it. And his interview was funny, to be fair.
Okay.
And then like it was like a month later, he had killed people with an axe, and these people were like, oh my god, we give him a lift in the car.
Jeez.
But he wasn't like a convict or anything. He was just a guy who was out of his mind on drugs.
That's why you don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs.
And our next section we're going to look at for urban legends and myths is just urban legends and myths that are games.
Games.
I'm just saying it normally. Games. How do you say it?
Games.
Yeah, games. Xenophobia.
No, it's not. You made fun of the way I said popular the other day.
Popular. So I think everyone as a kid played Bloody Mary or played Candyman.
I didn't.
You never
I did it in secondary school, not a kid.
So we did them in
I did it when I got my email address.
See, so it's 16. See, we did Bloody Mary in primary school. We also did them in high school and stuff.
That's spooky to me that you're doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got to like math to do?
It was like during break time and stuff. But yeah, we would go into the kids' bathroom, and then we were kids. Now pull that face.
Go.
So we'd go into the bathroom as kids, turn off the light, and obviously you would say Bloody Mary 3 times.
Yes.
Candyman, I'm pretty sure it was, you'd say Candyman 3 times, and after every time you say it, you'd spin. Like, were they the same rules for you? Bloody Mary, you'd say Bloody Mary 3 times staring in the mirror.
Yeah.
Candyman, you'd look in the mirror, but you'd say Candyman every time you'd turn.
I've never heard of the Candyman one.
Have you never heard of saying Candyman 3 times?
No.
That's weird.
Bloody Mary, it stems from the UK and USA.
Yep.
Or US. I don't know how you people like to say it.
The United States of America. America. Fuck yeah.
Saving the world from the motherfucking terrorists. Moving on. Legend says that if you chant Bloody Mary 3 times into a mirror in a dark room, a blood-covered ghost will appear behind you. Some say she'll scratch your face or drag you into the mirror forever. Origin stories vary from a vengeful spirit to a wrongly executed witch.
Well, we used to scare other people in school, would do it, and ours was, she'd just scratch you. It wasn't about your eyes. So you'd come out and you'd get your friend to scratch across your back, and you'd come out and you'd be like, oh my god, we did Bloody Mary. Like, it worked.
You're a psychopath.
Everyone used to do it. But yeah, we used to do that, like, and pretend like it really happened.
I just want to point out something, okay? I have a sheltered life. I ain't getting scrammed up by some kid in the bathroom that coming out being like, there's a ghost in the mirror who's trying to kill me. I never did that. I just wanted to put that on record.
Normal kid fun games.
Game. Play hide and seek. Mob.
Track and torture we used to call
Duck
it.
Goose.
But no.
What do you used to call it?
Track and torture.
Oh my good god.
We used to call it track and torture.
That's an awful version of Duck Goose.
No, of Mob.
Oh.
Duck Goose. But, like, I think the urban legend games have developed from when we were kids, because obviously when we were kids it was just Bloody Mary or Candyman.
You say when we were kids. I've never heard of Candyman. I know of Candyman now as an adult because of the film.
Yeah. Well, the film came out in like the 80s.
Yeah, I know, but like, let's not forget, Joshua, I was a child.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it.
Josh?
I didn't say Josh.
Yeah, you did.
Don't gaslight me.
Roll back the tapes.
Let's not forget, Joshua, I was a child.
But yeah, so like they've developed now, because obviously there's the midnight game.
Yes.
Which is about surviving the night, but if you leave the house, you die. Wasn't there one about a pencil or something? Charlie
bit my finger.
No, not Charlie bit my finger, but like, I swear there's one about something called Charlie.
And the chocolate factory?
No, and it's about a pencil. But yeah, there's like, Okay, so why do you think urban legends developed into like kid games?
I think it's just like to resonate more with the kids to instill more fear.
Okay.
But then as like the generations have passed, kids are more reckless.
Yeah, as you can tell, primary school playing Bloody Mary.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C.
Yeah.
But I think that's why. I also think that games are more attractive to people, isn't they?
Yeah.
So like the more people play it, the more it gets spread. Like they'll go across like all different schools. Like, oh my god, you hear about this person up in Llantristen who did like whatever, and then they got scratched up over, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll do it now. We're in like Newport.
I think it's also that kind of. We played Bloody Mary because we heard of kids in other schools.
Yeah.
Like that died and stuff. Died from doing Bloody Mary. Obviously, it's not real, but
I'd be like, where is the death certificate? Show me the evidence.
But then we were like, oh my god, let's see if it's true. So you do it in like groups of friends.
Yeah.
And then like people would come out with like scratch marks and stuff. And you'd be like, oh my god, it's real. But like, she didn't kill me. And then
we're like, friends now, we're besties.
But like, you dare your friends to do, like, you do it in groups, and then you'd go to like the cloakroom, because we had our cloakrooms and the toilets were opposite in primary school, and I'd go, right, Amy, I dare you to go in and do Bloody Mary.
Like your friends?
And then you would go in and do it.
Okay.
And then we would all be outside going, oh my god, is she going to come out? Is she going to come out? But like, you dare each other to go do it by yourself.
Firstly, just have to again put this on record. I would never do that. Secondly, you must just not like your friends.
Why? It was just something we all did.
No, you were thinking that someone did. You've heard this, okay?
Yeah.
Just quoting you.
Yeah.
That someone died doing this.
Yeah.
Deceased, fully on a slab in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Buried.
Yeah.
And then you look at your friend and you're like, go on. Someone died doing this. Go on, you do it.
Yeah.
Naughty. You just didn't like your friends.
We all... Come on, people listening at home. Did you used to do it?
Them.
Did you do it?
You're like Dora the Explorer. Did you do it?
Can you say Bloody Mary 3 times in front of a mirror in a darkened room? Do it.
We have very different opinions on that.
Do it.
Don't do it. Actually, no, do it and let me know. I'm an adult now, so it's different, isn't it?
Where we get written a letter going, you killed my friend.
Could you imagine? They'd have to find me first. I'm like, oh, bit. You know that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, before we move on to the next one of modern day urban legends, the internet, and urban legends from different cultures, I want to just put a little disclaimer out given to me by our executive director and editor, Glass. We're not encouraging anybody to play any of these urban legend games.
No.
Please don't die. It's your choice. We take no credit if you do them and you do die. Thank you.
Lucky I know that. I had no idea you were going to do that then. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
As co-host. We have got I'm going to slaughter the pronunciation of this.
Okay.
But it's the Kochisake Onna, which is the slit-mouthed woman from Japan.
Okay.
This terrifying Japanese legend tells of a woman wearing a surgical mask who asks people, am I beautiful? If you say yes, she removes the mask to reveal her mouth slit ear to ear and asks again. Say no and she kills you. Say yes again and she still may maim you. There's no easy escape.
See, I've heard that one, and I've heard tellings of that one online.
Yeah.
The version I've heard is she asks you if you're beautiful. If you say no, you die. If you say yes, she then removes her mask.
Yeah.
And says, am I beautiful? If you say no, she kills you. If you say yes, she calls you a liar and kills you.
Yeah.
The only way to get out of it safely is by going, you're pretty, but like kind of average. But like, that's the version I've heard.
I'd kill you anyway if you just looked at me and said average.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a compliment, but like,
Who's this diva?
I think the version I've heard is kind of like to try and tell you to like
be nice.
Be nice, but don't lie to people.
In a world where everything's nasty, be nice.
Yeah. So be nice, but be truthful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think...
Or it's just a COVID one. It's like, keep your fucking mask on.
Keep your mask on. But like, that's similar to the one of the... it was on TikTok like last year. The Russia... Is it Russian or Palavic? In Poland. Slavic, thank you. The dancing lady.
Oh my god! Russian dancing woman.
Yeah.
What a scary creature
And, like,
she is.
she was dancing, but if you...
Yeah, but there's recent ones as well, but it's just
Yeah,
like, this woman
but
just
if
starts
you'd-
dancing on a platform on the train station.
If you'd approach her, she'd pull out a knife and try to kill
Yeah,
you.
well, there's videos of, like, obviously, again, pinch of salt. There's videos of, like, this, like, random woman. It's not the same woman, obviously, because it's, like, all over the place.
No, but
It's
I've seen
copycats.
versions of where the woman looks the same.
Yeah. It's like that, when that killer clown thing.
Oh my god, that killer clown fucking pandemic
But I think
terrifies
that's
me.
what this dancing woman
Like,
thing
at
is.
uni, we used to have, because my uni was by a forest, we used to have people dress up as clowns and, like, hide in the forest or run up and down, like,
See,
uni
that's crazy
accommodation.
to me, because if you're
It's
running up to
terrifying.
me in the middle of the night in the forest, you don't think I'm going to throw a rock at you? I'm throwing everything I can. Like, I just don't understand why people... Whatever, I'm not going to get into it.
No,
like, still,
but like,
it's
there's
stupid.
TikTok videos of people being chased by the killer clowns in
Yeah,
America.
you think I wouldn't throw a brick
And
at you?
I think all three of them are quite similar of, like,
Yeah.
they became, because I've seen videos of the smiling lady on TikTok as well. Like,
Yeah.
and I think with platforms like TikTok, someone hears this urban legend and then goes, oh my god, it's a really good way to make a viral video.
Yeah.
And then you just get lots of people copying it.
I've seen a lot.
And then it becomes really popular. But then my worry about TikTok and then people copying urban legends for, like, clout is someone's going to take it too far.
Yeah.
Someone's going to go to make it believable are going to end up actually killing somebody or getting themselves seriously hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
like
don't
you
come
just
to
said.
me. I
like
don't
you
think
just,
that's going to be a UK thing. I think that's going to be a US thing.
Yeah, but like, look at you. You just said if someone ran at you, you'd punch them or throw something. Someone's going to be trying to create a video for clout.
Someone's going to get hurt.
Either you running away,
Yeah.
it's going to cause serious harm to you. Because I've seen women full on sprinting through forests, like
Yeah.
jumping over little, like, lakes and little rivers and streams, and, like,
Yeah.
going through, like, unsafe walking bits because they're scared from, like, the killer clown one.
Yeah.
Like, someone's going to get hurt, and I think
Yeah.
that's the worry with modern day,
Yeah.
TikTok and people perpetrating, is that
Yeah.
the correct word?
Copycats.
Yeah, copying, like, urban legends for clout.
Yeah. Well, whenever I see them on TikTok, normally it's like it starts off and then it's just like it's a build up to a jump scare,
Yeah.
and so I'm hurt every time I watch them because it terrifies me, and then I have to put my phone down for bed. And normally I put a bit of Bluey on.
I love sending you jump scare videos.
Yeah, I hate it, but I like Bluey, so it always helps. The next online one I have is the Russian sleep experiment.
See,
Probably where this bloody cracked out woman stemmed from, to be honest.
the only thing I've heard about the Russian sleep experiment is, pardon me, sorry, is from, like, the Cold War, like Russia versus America, the Cold War.
So, no.
Is that not?
Bear with me, I'm taking you on a journey, okay? Lock in, seatbelts on. So, a creepy post-World War II myth tells of a Soviet scientist who kept test subjects awake for 15 days using a gas, and the result was subjects lost their minds, mutilated themselves, and begged to be killed. While purely fictional, its gruesome details have haunted internet readers for years, so it did stem as an internet urban myth.
Oh, okay.
So, lots of people speculate that it's real, lots of people speculate that it's not. Apparently there was something that was being created to help soldiers stay awake for longer periods of time, trying to build super soldiers, which is obviously a common knowledge thing that, you know, like, is around globally. So what happened was a bunch of these scientists, they had Russian soldiers, and they weren't just like Russian soldiers. From the stories and like different ways that people have told this, people who believe that it's true, people who believe it's not true. They were KGB, I think that's what the government, like, you know, CIA, whatever.
Yeah.
They were those type of agents, or like people who were very, very high up, skilled in the army. They were all put in a room together, and then like 3 days in, so the first 3 days were fine.
Weren't they in pitch black as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
So not all the time. They did have lights on now and again, but it was pitch black, I think.
See, I've heard
again, fact check me.
The version I've seen is it was pitch black, and
pitch black. The light went out.
It's pitch black, and like when they go in, one of the scientists goes in because he hears growling. And
no, so the scientist doesn't go in.
See, no, the version I've heard at the end of the experiment.
So just checking the mic's still on. So 3 days in, everything is fine. Someone starts complaining that they've got stomachache. And they're like, okay, we'll send a doctor in. They're like, no, we don't. And then the higher-up's like, no, we don't want to ruin it. If you open the door, then they have to restart. And they were already like 4 days in.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, it was the height of the war. You know, people are scrapping, whatever. It then goes on to day 7. This guy is like, I'm really not feeling well. I'm not being able, I can't rest because of this gas, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then next, people start tweaking out of it. Like, they're losing their mind.
7 days away.
Correct. Sleep deprivation, crazy mental. And then I think it's like day 13 or 14. One of them, they had cameras in there. One of them takes one of the cameras down, rips her off the wall, and then they had like an extra camera that was set up, and this camera goes on, and they just see this man like hunched in the corner, and the people in there were like all separated, and he had like shit up the walls and everything, and he had taken like a bit of chunk out of his arm. Yeah, mad. And then they were gonna send someone in higher up to like, no, leave it for as long as you can. And then all of a sudden there was like screams, and people were like screaming like, let me out, slamming on the metal. They were like, no, do not let them out, we do not want to start it again. And then all of a sudden it was silent. So they were like, we're gonna have to send someone in. And I think this was like day 17 again. You can
day 17 of keeping them awake.
Yeah, you can look this up. And they go in, and a lot of the men are dead. They're not sure like what had happened, but one guy had been completely gutted open, and his intestines had been ripped out, and they apparently seen this guy in the corner like eating out of the body this guy's intestines. And then legend says apparently they went in and shot him, but yeah, like regardless if that's real or not, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
But there's the image. I don't know if we should put the image in, because the image is terrifying of what one of these people look like. It's more of a creepypasta kind of thing.
Yeah, Glass, you can veto if the image is going here or not. If there is no image, Glass said that.
Yeah, it is very, very creepy, but it's literally like this little figure that's like hunched over, and his eyes are wide, he's got like bandage on his head and stuff. It does not look, it looks humanoid, it does not look human. But like, and that's where the story stemmed from. But that was like an internet urban myth, and then when that went off, I'm pretty sure it went off on Reddit, and it went like wildfire. But then people being like, no, this is true, because again, it's like aspects of history where these urban legends come from, where something like this did kind of happen. They were working on stuff like this, and then when stories like this happen, everyone's like, oh my god, they did this, and this is what happened to these people are dead now.
See, well, that's similar to, right, okay, so what's your other online ones?
So we have the Red Room Curse. So this is also an internet legend which stemmed in Japan.
Okay.
So a pop-up appears on the screen with a red door and a robotic voice asking, do you like the red room? Do you like the red room?
No.
Okay.
My room used to be red.
Terrifying.
Red and black.
Oh, that's not too bad. Supposedly anyone who sees it is later found dead with a red room, but the room of red is painted in that person's blood.
Okay. And
this was something that was created to preach about internet safety and not to click on things
that you don't know what
they are.
Okay.
I mean, it would work for me.
See, I'd not heard
when
that
you're
one.
sending me that email of that scary woman and it just pops up in the corner of my screen, I'll think, whoa, I remember that time about the Japanese Red Room Curse, and I'm not going to click on that now because Vanity sent me an email that I shouldn't have opened. Thank you, Japan, for your story about internet safety. Hallelujah.
See, no, I've not heard that one.
You're not?
No.
Interesting. I knew of it, I just didn't know what it was called.
Okay.
Because it's like, have you seen the horror film? It's like on Teams. And
yeah.
It's like they take on the later and click on.
Well, no, the horror movie on Teams is...
There's a couple of them.
Are you talking about defriended?
No.
Okay, because that one's a ghost coming back to seek revenge.
No, this one where they click on them and they don't click on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the one where to do with the dark internet, the dark web?
Might be.
We'll do an episode. Do you want to do an episode where we explore the dark web?
We can explore verbally. I'm not going on there, and you're not catching my my IP address on there. I was supposed to. Do you know stern work, Joshua? They'll come to our house. Your house.
We can order things.
My house.
We'll do it at a cafe.
What innocent cafe owner deserves that? They have the Mexican cartel rocking out. Not asking for coffee. They'll be asking for hands and feet. We've got 2 left. So the one is the Bunny Man. So this originated in the United States of
America. See, I heard this one as a serial killer.
In Virginia.
Yeah. Under the tunnel.
You gonna let me tell it?
No.
You tell her that?
No, you tell her.
Legend says a man in a rabbit suit lurks under a railroad overpass.
Yep.
Armed with a
bunny mask.
You can't be armed with a bunny mask, Josh.
Oh, with
That's
a knife.
That's a disguise. No, it's an axe.
An axe, I'm sorry.
Armed with a bunny mask. Beaten of death, something fluffy. The real origin involves a strange series of events in the 1970s, but the myth grew into one involving mutilated animals, missing people, and a ghostly killer.
See, this stems from a real serial killer.
Go on then.
So I can't remember his name. I just remember listening to a podcast on serial killers.
Okay.
Driving home, and it was a serial killer that had been found.
Yeah.
He'd escaped, killed a bunch of animals and stuff.
The killer is escaping.
And then found. But then the urban legend continues, the one I've heard, that if you go into that tunnel, underneath the train tracks at midnight.
That's late. You should be in bed.
There's a bright light that shines, and then when the light vanishes, all the people in that tunnel are dead.
How many people are in that tunnel at midnight?
People going back to the games.
Games.
I knew you were going to do that.
I know.
The urban legend became a game of going. Will you go into the tunnel at midnight?
Are these kids?
No, some of them are grown adults and stuff. Same as there's one up in Scotland about a witch in a garden that, like, there's this tunnel that if you go in there at midnight, this apparently hitchhiker did it, and all that's left is his camera outside, and it's got a really disturbing photo on. But, like, it's become like a dare game of, are you brave enough to go into that tunnel at midnight to see if the bunny man comes to get you?
Speaking of witches and tunnels, we went to Wookey Hole because it was my birthday. It was a great time. But yeah, I just wanted to say that because that reminded me of Wookey Hole. We'll put a photo here. I had a great time, and it was, I'm going to say the government names because it was the government themselves who took me. Josh and Jake's birthday present to me, and now I have a Wookey Hole top, which I love very, very much. And we've seen the witch and her dog, but the witch lived in a cave, Josh.
Yeah.
She lived there, and an evil priest went down there and ruined her peace and turned her to stone. The caves are beautiful, and we've got a couple of photos here, and here that you can see. And I just want to say publicly thank you for my birthday present because I really had a great time, and I love you.
I'm glad.
Moving on.
Do you want me to put the birthday videos I got sent?
No. So the last one is the shadow people, so this is known globally.
And we talked about it. If you want to jump back to a previous episode, if you watch Dreams and Sleep Paralysis and Sleep Terrors episode, we touch on the shadow people in there as well.
We do. So described as dark humanoid figures seen out of the corner of your eye, often during sleep paralysis. They're silent, watching. Some claim they feed on fear or harbingers of death.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I said that word about 50 times earlier because I just couldn't pronounce it correctly. And then Jake had to put it up on the Google. But I did it first time.
Well done. I'm so proud. Gold star for you.
Yeah!
Are you ready for some short stories?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? I'm ready! Okay, so we've got some short stories from these urban legends. I'm going to read one and then Vanity is going to read the next one. So, mine is about shadow people. This is interesting. Bear with me, I do have a speech impediment and I may need to take a break.
Go on then.
Okay, so this is called They Watch When You're Still. You have to let me know if this is actually scary or not.
Okay.
Jake, I want spooky effects, I want everything, okay?
Put on your scariest voice.
I don't have a scary voice. My voice is nice and calm and smooth.
So there's no one.
That's nasty, by the way. I'm working on my tone of voice, actually. Jenna hadn't slept well in weeks. Me and Jenna are on the same page. It started with flickers, shadows in the corner of her vision when she was alone, always at night, always just out of reach. She told herself it was stress, burnout, hallucinations, maybe, but deep down she knew better. One night, her exhaustion finally caught up with her. She collapsed onto her bed, fully clothed, the hum of the ceiling fan lulling her into a fragile sleep. That's when it began. She woke up, or she thought that she did. Her eyes were open, she couldn't move, not even a finger. The room was heavy, like something enormous was sitting on her chest. Then she saw it. In the corner of her room, where the shadows pooled thickest, it stepped forward. A tall black silhouette, featureless, darker than the dark. Its edges shimmered like smoke, yet it moved with purpose. It didn't walk, it glided, closer and closer. She wanted to scream, but her mouth was frozen. She could feel its presence inside her head, like icy fingers threading through her thoughts. The more of them appeared. One by the closet door, one crouching near the foot of her bed, one staring inches from her face. No eyes, just suffocating void that knew her name. They didn't speak, they didn't need to. We come when you stop moving. The voice wasn't in her ears, it was under her skin. She forced every ounce of her willpower into her hand. Her pinky twitched, then her wrist. A gasp escaped her lips as her lungs suddenly started to work again. She bolted upright, gone. The room was empty, no shadows, no figures. But every night since, they come back. They don't hurt her, not yet. They're just waiting, standing there in the dark, always waiting.
Okay, so the one I know is called Drip. Have you heard this?
Maybe.
Okay, so a little girl was lying in her bed. Have you heard this?
No, but it's a little girl. That's awful already. Jenna, we didn't know her age.
Okay. I'm going to put on my spooky voice.
Okay.
A little girl was lying in her bed. It was late at night and she was scared. All she could hear was drip, drip, drip coming from the bathroom. She tried to sleep, but again, drip, drip, drip. So she did what she always did when she was scared. She rolled to the side of her bed, put her hand down next to the side of her bed, and her trusty dog would lick her hand. She'd feel safe, she'd feel calm, she'd roll over and go back to sleep. The next morning came and she woke up. She went to the bathroom and there was her little dog, dead. Written in blood on the mirror, it said, "Humans can lick too." What did you think of that one?
That's gross. That's so scary, actually. Do you know what I think is actually scary about that? It's the thought of, like, they could have, like, killed her, but they didn't. And they were just there licking her hand. How long was she awake for? Again, I revert back to bad parenting.
But, like, it links to, like, the urban legends of, like, you're halfway up the stairs. I don't know what I'd do with this one.
Yeah.
You're walking up the stairs late at night.
Yeah.
No, you're in your bedroom late at night, sorry.
I was going to say, I am walking up
and you hear your dad shout you from downstairs.
I've heard these words.
And he's just going, Amy, come here, come here.
Yeah.
So you get out of bed, walk across the landing and get halfway down the stairs.
Yeah.
When you get halfway down the stairs, your parents' door opens and your dad steps out and goes, "Don't go downstairs. I heard it too." Which person do you believe? I don't know what I'd do at that point. I think I'd throw myself off the stairs.
I'd be screaming the house down. All my siblings, all aunties, uncles, ancestors, they would all know that I'm in a state of panic. And they would come to my rescue. And I'd be like, which one is the real one?
Yeah. But like, if you...
I think it'd probably be the one that's coming out the door.
Yeah. But yeah, that terrified me as a kid. I remember being told that
Or I'd be like, tell me
Stories
something
good.
about me that like no one knows.
Yeah.
If you're my dad, you would know.
Tell me what happened with the rat.
Yeah. Tell me about the lassoed rat. What happened to me? Did I die? Am I dead?
Watch the Fears and Phobia episode for that.
Yeah, great. It's a great story, actually. And I'm still here, which is great news.
Are you stupid enough to try any of these?
No.
See, I don't know. This is my thing. Same with Ouija boards.
Seriously?
Wait.
No,
Let me finish
hang
my.
a sec.
Let me.
You would
finish.
be the one to do it.
Yeah.
And then you would wrote me into it. And the next thing you know, my name's Amy J, open bracket, tomorrow. I'm getting killed because you wanted to play some funny game.
Probably, yeah. See,
And that's how my life would end.
I don't know. Same as like the Ouija board. I believe it, but then part of me is skeptic. But I don't know if my skeptic side is strong enough to overcome my belief side. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean.
That's why, like, with Bloody Mary and all that, I did them because my skeptic side was greater than my belief side.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on whether I'm more skeptic or more believer.
Yeah. I just think when it comes to like the internet and stuff, I think the internet is a terrifying place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do anything on the internet.
Okay.
So I'm happy to do like Bloody Mary or something because like there's no paper trail.
Yeah.
I feel like even if you're doing something like obviously whatever, it's not real, but like you can click on something, it can send you information.
People
to
can
the wrong
hack
person.
things.
Correct.
Yeah.
You
No, I
heard
get
about
that.
like the hackers who like hack baby cameras and stuff,
Yeah.
and they watch babies sleep. Get a life. That's crazy to me, and that's I think that is horrific and it is scary. Like your children are not safe, you're not safe.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do on the internet.
And
to
I
protect
think
yourselves.
a lot of urban legends as the generations go on are going to be a lot more like internet based.
So moving with the modern age.
I think that is the main thing of urban
Protect
legends.
people.
They stem from what used to be folklores.
Yeah.
They're meant to teach you something.
Yeah.
Every folklore has, every urban legend has some form of warning or message for
like
you.
a lot of them are to do with, like, for example, Bloody Mary, a witch.
Yeah.
So the Salem witch trials stemmed in the US. That's historic.
Yeah.
Like there'll be people who speak about this in like 200 years time.
Yeah.
But then there'll be digital age.
Yeah.
So it's just like that at the time was the most scariest thing, and I'd argue in our time is the internet.
Well, we can look back at doing Urban Legends Part 2 in like a year's time or so.
We'll do Urban Legends Part 2 when we're like 80.
See what new Urban Legends have come out. Because I'd be intrigued if over
I
a
reckon
year
you'd be one.
I'd be an Urban Legend.
Yeah.
Why?
They're doing like bloody van in the mirror. You pop up looking like that.
Hi, kids.
Sound like Marge Simpson's sister.
Selma.
Selma.
Well, that's been your episode of
Ghoulish
and Foolish. Ooh.
Yeah. I just want to say quickly, apologies that we didn't post for a while.
Yeah.
We took a break. My birthday was one of the reasons, but we are working on a better schedule.
Yeah. And we will be back regularly again.
Yeah, so apologies for those. I've had a couple of people reach out to me asking about the episodes, so apologies. We are working on it, and we promise to be more
proactive.
Ah,
well, thank you, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Ta-da!
Bye.